Reconversion may only take place at the later of the following. The tax year following the original conversion. So basically, if we convert, say, we convert January 1 this year, we undo it or recharacterize November 30th because the market is declining. We have to wait till next year or 30 days, which if we do it on November 30th, basically is 2 ways of saying the same thing. So you kind of got to keep an eye on this stuff. You got to do it, or more likely you got to do it. You got to keep an eye on this stuff. Because it's kind of easy to move it back and forth. The thing that's going to happen though, hold on. Taxpayers, I forgot there's another bullet here. Taxpayers cannot recharacterize a portion of a Roth conversion by cherry picking only those stocks or funds that decline in value. So you can't just go inside an account and say, okay, this was a winner, this was a dog, let me just keep the ones that were winners. What we can do though, and you get to a certain point where this makes sense. On a smaller conversion, it really doesn't make sense to do this. But if we're doing a $50,000 or $100,000 conversion, essentially we may convert on October 1st of this year. We may do 5 conversions, each of $100,000. And the one that's the best we'll keep, and we'll recharacterize all the other ones. Tremendous planning opportunity, tremendous amount of bookkeeping and record keeping, and really got to keep an eye on it. But you think about it, if we have some 5 or 6 different asset classes we want to hold in this investment, we just put one asset class in each Roth IRA. We have 5 different accounts, and then we see, well, and if we had emerging markets small last year, man, that's the one we would have kept. So you kind of go in, and that's a legal way to go ahead and cherry pick. It's pretty complicated. I just want to let you know that it is available. Here's another way to look at this. So again, pictures tend to help. 1/1/2010, first day the conversion take place for the 2010 tax year. 12/31/2010, the last day the conversion can take place. So the recharacterization period basically can last all the way up through 10/15 of 2011, but we do have to file an amended tax return to get that extra 6-month window. So the normal tax filing date is when?
4/15.
4/15. If we do an extension, we get another 6 months. So for those of you that like to file extensions, this could be a reason why to do it. More paperwork, but a lot of potential here. Complexities, certainly a lot of complexities, but I think it's good sound planning. Why would the wealthy benefit most from Roth conversions? What do you think? The people that are in a high tax bracket and have a lot of money both inside and outside of retirement accounts. Why do you think they would benefit most?
Tax rates are going to go up.
The tax rates are going to go up on them. What else?
If they can take advantage of not withdrawing from those funds and letting them grow.
Right. So the time, and even their kids probably can let it grow and defer for a lot longer as well. And plus, they have outside assets to pay the tax. And if you look at it, time horizon. Here's another key. They can convert much more at the same incremental tax rate. So the higher conversion means more conversion advantage for them. If you're in a 35% tax rate, at least currently, it's not getting any higher, so you can convert as much as you want. If you're going to be in that kind of high tax rate, or if you're going to be in a 33 or something like that, it's not going to get any lower for you, essentially. So you can really do an unlimited amount of conversion, and the incremental tax rate is really not going to be any different. It's going to be the same tax rate. So this is another one of those things where the rich kind of get richer, but certainly something to look at if you're fortunate enough to find yourself in a tax bracket. If you're in a 35% tax bracket, but later on you're in a 28%, so you pay tax in a 35, but you pull it out in a 28. What do you notice here? It takes a very long time for the conversion to be advantageous. Okay, so but I would say again, even if we're breaking even in terms of purchasing power, which essentially we're doing until we get 15, 20 years down the road, I don't think that's a bad thing to hedge. I don't think it's a bad thing at all to kind of hedge any future tax rate increases. So disadvantages, if the Roth IRA declines, again, we kind of get that do-over, but if it, for some reason, it declines after that, we pay tax on a higher amount. Nobody really likes to do that. Lower income tax rates in retirement or after inheritance by beneficiaries. So there's going to be some break-even point where even if you do pull it out with a lower tax rate, it still may be advantageous to convert. But there's going to be at some point where there's going to be a crossover where it'd be better off just to be left alone. Adverse changes in tax laws. So if the income tax goes away, it would have been better to leave it in the traditional IRA. What can I say? But or if they, I really believe in. Again, I'm not an attorney, but I've talked to some attorneys about this, and because this is codified under the Internal Revenue Code, that they can't go and just change this stuff willy-nilly. I forget that. I got to look it up again, but I forget the legal term for this. But some things they could do. Maybe they kind of include Roth IRA income as a factor in determining how much your Social Security is going to be taxed, or maybe how much you pay in Medicare Part B premiums. Who knows how creative these people may get down in Washington. I don't know. But nonetheless, I still think for most people it makes sense to hedge that risk of higher tax rates, higher income tax rates, if they're not going to be any worse off in terms of purchasing power. Roth IRA is a poor choice for charitable bequests. It's not like charitable bequests are a bad thing. And I know for a lot of you, we've been planning for, some of the money is going to stay in the family, but a good portion may go to school or church or some other cause that you support. So we kind of need to evaluate, how much to convert in light of those wishes that you have. Long-term advantages are reduced when Roth accumulations are spent prematurely. So again, the longer the time horizon, the better. How to take advantage of tax laws to increase your security and create a tax-free dynasty for your family. If we can put more in your pocket and less in Uncle Sam's, not only can that increase your retirement income, but you can do a lot more good with it too. Support causes you want to, whatever that may be. So I think that's a good thing. How to protect yourself from a decline in the conversion. Again, press the do-over button. Potential pitfalls. Again, some of those incremental taxes that aren't considered, Social Security, Medicare Part B premium, the favorable rates for long-term capital gains and dividends currently. And then Roth 401k conversions, we talked about a little bit. Some of the opportunities there. I had to purchase like a new software program that kind of helps with this stuff, and we have a tax planning program too. So we've invested both in people and in software to kind of do this. And truthfully, it not only is it not doing anything for us, it's hurting our income and increasing our workload. But I think it's a good thing. And I guess my hope is if we're doing a good thing for you guys, then one, not only will we have long-term relationships, but you might also actually tell us about other people. And if we can work with other people like you that we enjoy to work with, then that's a good thing. I think that's what business is about to me. If you need anything, let us know. If you need an appointment, if you have a particular question for your unique situation, let us know. We'll follow right up with you.